Tonight we are getting another look at the ongoing dry spell that we're seeing here across the Carolinas.
Yeah, the U.S. Drought Monitor pushing out an update on conditions just this week. So we're going to turn to weather impact meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees here to break it all down for us and to give us the latest numbers. Brittany?
Well, it's something that I certainly think that at this point I'm sick and tired of talking about. But it's the drought conditions here in the Carolinas. We've been talking about it for a few weeks, if not a few months now. Now, just 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks or so ago, we had the worst conditions we had seen across most of the Carolinas. You can see we had severe drought popping up. Most of the state was under something. And then last week we saw a very slight improvement, but even better improvement with the first drought update of November 6, 2025. So first one we've seen so far this month. Now remember, these come out every single Thursday and they go through Tuesday. Now we haven't seen a lot of rain since our big event that we had last Monday, but we did see some showers trickle in throughout the end of the week. So this improvement is kind of tapered off from there. However, in the near term, doesn't look like we're getting much rain. And we know we still need drought termination, which is what we talked about last week, about you get drought conditions plus us back to normal. And as of right now, to end the drought in 1 month in Charlotte, we would need about 4 inches of rain, but in 3 months, 10 to right around 14 inches. Well, we normally see about 3 inches or so a month. So in a month, it could be good, but maybe in 3 months, we could be looking at some issues there. Now, of course, we cannot predict what the rainfall situation is going to be a month from now, 2 months from now. But when we look at La Nina conditions for this winter, typically that allows for a warmer, a drier winter, and of course, a higher risk for severe weather. Now, in the near term, the question mark I guess we're looking at for the early part of next week is whether or not these gusty winds that we're going to see with this big cool down Brad's been talking about will have another impact, not just on the drought conditions, but on the fire danger conditions, because we've talked a lot about the fact that we've seen these drier than normal conditions lead to higher fire danger risk. We've had some controlled burns this week, but even just about 1 or 2 days ago, we saw some wildfires popping up across the Carolinas. So early next week, we'll be keeping a very close eye on the winds and whether or not that's going to bring a higher impact. So